Welcome to CoinBook. My name is Calvin Waite, and I'm a professional crypto trader. I really like getting feedback from you guys about the market, what you're trading, successes, failures, so I'm going to go ahead and start giving out a t-shirt every week now. What I'll do is I'll look at all comments from Thursday to Thursday, and then Friday select a random winner. Well, good morning, everybody. I'm glad to report that I'm back to my normal schedule, and I'm very happy about that. So, just for our quick Bitcoin update today, we are having a very, very volatile day. So, in the middle of the night, we sold off down to a low of 18,100. And so there's a lot going on, especially in the last 24 hours or so. And so it might be helpful to look under the hood a little bit. Before I get down into the real small details, I just wanted to shout out that we did end up closing our monthly candle yesterday at an all-time high. So our close was 19,700. So our close was actually over the all-time high. That is very significant. And now with that, I wanted to go down to the 5-minute chart and show you kind of at a zoomed out level what the price has done over the past while. So this was our first attempt at an all-time high. We had a double top kind of, and then this was our initial sell-off, and then we had a pretty decent recovery all the way up until we had a brand new all-time high. So this was November 30th, and then we had kind of a retracement, and we kind of popped back up. And our monthly close happened right here. So it's interesting. This feels a little bit manipulated because we spent the bulk of the day underneath our all-time high, and 5 minutes before we popped up above. Well, so 15 minutes technically. We popped up above, retraced, and then we had just a little bit of an oomph just to squeeze in a close before we kind of dropped back down. We were rejected by the all-time high several times. So it's kind of interesting. You know, people look at weekly and monthly charts and they put a lot more weight on those closes than in any other close, and it makes you wonder if whales are trying to prescribe a price for us or something, so that people will kind of be convinced one way or another, because that monthly close is really bullish. I mean, there's no doubt about it, but it seems just a little bit manufactured. So I'm kind of taking that with a grain of salt. And looking at today, right now, in the middle of the night, we did get past up to all-time highs again. This high was not, let's see, yeah, this might have been our highest high. But immediately we had this. So this is definitely a whale move, because there's no indication coming up on it that there's any reason to panic. We have higher highs coming along, everything's gravy, and then out of nowhere we have a giant red candle followed up by another giant red candle. So by the time the market and probably some indicators took notice, then people started panicking, and these are the results of retail panic sales. But where does that leave us? This has definitely created a lower high. So if we do recovery, you know, it can. 5-minute charts don't have you know, these levels aren't quite as significant. You can go up and down through that. But the fact that we are trading right around 19,000 with a big wick down here that's lower than our prior day's low, it just feels really choppy to me. And I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but when I was kind of saying, hey, there might be a bull trap here, if we really do reject off of the all-time high and if we even start on a low below this point here, we will definitely this will definitely be a bull trap. There will just be no doubt about it. So this is interesting. I kind of had a feeling that this struggle isn't over. The structure of our chart just has changed. It just has, because once we cross this line, things are different. Crossing back was a big deal, but there is a fundamental shift happening, and there's a lot of volume today and a lot of volatility, and high volume, high volatility at the top of a run. Any normal investor that reads charts will be like, yeah, the higher volumes at the top of a run is whales exiting. So this is looking not well. It's looking like we're headed for a correction. Is that a bad thing though? In my video yesterday, I was kind of lamenting the fact that we may not correct because it won't give us the structure that we need. But if this move here can get us down to some of these support lines, then nothing can stop us. We'll be so ready to go. But you know, we're 7 hours away from close, so this might just be a blip on the radar by the time close happens. But it's worth watching, and we kind of need to see this. This might play out the way I had expected originally, but we'll see. We'll see what happens by close today. The total market cap of altcoins has been pretty flat today, although it's seen wild volatility. And so we're essentially, the total value is in step with Bitcoin pretty much all day. The others' dominance is the same. Bitcoin dominance is fairly flat. So nothing to report on the altcoin market. We have some winners and some losers. So that's all we got going for today. Hey, look guys, someone created a machine for Bitcoin traders. I know what's on my Christmas list. So a week or so ago, I talked about different ways to play the Bitcoin dip or the correction, if that's where we're headed. And one of the thoughts that I brought out was that there are a lot of shaky stable coins out there. And technically, you could take a stable coin and buy it. So you're essentially, instead of selling your Bitcoin for dollars and then using your dollars and waiting and then buying Bitcoin again low, you could potentially buy something like DAI or PAX, any of these stable coins. But I was just making mention on that past video that sometimes we have these weird spikes. So there are these wild mispricings because it is its own separate market, and if somebody does a fat finger mistake or does something weird, you can kind of throw the market a little bit off. Well, I wanted to report on something that happened that was pretty darn funny. So this morning, I woke up and Steem Backed Dollars is very confused right now. I don't know what's wrong with this coin, but yeah, it was actually in the 18th of November I did a video because Steem Backed Dollars had just launched for no reason at all. And I was like, it'd be interesting to buy one of these coins, some of these stable coins in anticipation of the fall, because you might actually get more out of that trade than you should. You know what I mean? And so anyway, I did a small little hedge just because. And so I ended up buying some Steem Backed Dollars here in this range in here. And I'm proud to report that I just bought Bitcoin at the lowest price ever because I exited at 19,500 Satoshis with an entrance of like 6,000 something. And so just wanted to take a second and brag about that sweet trade, because if you're exiting at 19,500 Satoshis, I essentially bought Bitcoin today for $5,128. Oh man, some days crypto markets are just special. Oh, that just killed me. So I got the deal of a century on a fraction of a Bitcoin. I didn't buy a whole Bitcoin because I didn't want to invest a ton into Steem Backed Dollars, but not bad for a day's trading. Today we need a rapid fire segment. So there are a lot of coins that are looking like this. Ethereum has this kind of resistance level here, and then we had this low, and then we popped up really hard, and now we've switched sides. We have now flipped this this resistance into support. And there are quite a few that look like this. And there are some coins that look really good today. Because of this kind of price action where we're starting to see some higher lows established, I've actually entered a ton of positions. I told you guys I trade about 100 coins, and I am 65% of the coins that I trade, I'm in long positions now. So I feel like there's a fundamental change happening in the altcoin market. A little bit of stability in Bitcoin, and these things, they just have their chance to kind of shine. So Ethereum is looking really good. Litecoin is one that has been pretty choppy, but this long-term resistance is finally starting to find support down here, as well as new highs. So Litecoin is looking pretty awesome. When we exited the red zone here, I was telling people this was a good time to buy. We snuck below a couple of times, so it hasn't been a full clean break from the red zone, but I'm liking the change in direction, and there's a lot more upward momentum happening. Decred looks amazing. This coin is ready for its next leg up. We kind of have a cup and handle forming on smaller time frames, and so it was pretty sweet. When I mentioned that we exited the red zone, right now this trade is up 30%, but we've been hovering between the 50 and the 100. Our 50 is starting to curve upward. We've finally crossed through the 100, and now we've tested the 200 a few days ago. If we can get above this 200, we're going to pull this up, and we'll already be in a good trade, and we'll have a golden cross under us. So Decred is looking really pretty right now. So that's definitely one. The other coin that to kind of go along with our theme today, look at Steem Backed Dollars, or excuse me, Steem itself. So Steem is actually looking pretty good. We had a low, and today's action is probably going to cement this as a swing low. If we close above the 50, this will be a very, very good trade. Being down here at 1,000 Satoshi level and entering a trade like that, there's a lot of upside on this thing. There's just a lot. If we get some investors behind this, there's a lot of room to move, and $1,000 entry would be pretty spectacular. So anyway, just keep your eyes on Twitter, especially near the end of day, and I will tweet out any coins that have exited this red zone, because normally this is a really nice place to enter. And good luck with everybody's trading today. Okay, it is time to separate the coin book trolls from the coin book fans. So
These are the magnificent t-shirts that we are giving away every Friday. These are individually packaged with love from your best friends, China. There's also this incredible option designed by yours truly, and we'll be giving away probably 1 or 2 of these every Friday to just a random comment on any of the videos over the past week. But, and I don't blame you, if you absolutely cannot live without one of these shirts, I am willing to part with them for $15 worth of your favorite crypto. Just reach out to me on social media and we'll get you guys hooked up.